Welcome everybody to Christa's Fireside Journalism Lectures. Another riveting edition coming into you guys, and I hope that you all had an awesome weekend and are ready for the week. No one smoked too many cigarettes or drank too much alcohol. So, yeah, I know I'm a funny guy here. First of all, let's just start this. Hello everybody. If you can, well, you should actually be able to just write your name in the comment section, because I'd like to know who's watching and I'd like to know who's listening, and I'd also kind of like to keep a register, so put your name down and claim your space on the live chat, please. So we're going to start off this lecture. Before we go into brand journalism, we're going to brief the F3. So, let's just take a look at this quickly. It's submitted on Col Campus between the 31st of August and the 4th of September. So you have an entire week. Let's see, that's pretty much 5 weeks from now. So make sure that you get it done. Make sure that everything is right. And before you submit, you can send me your drafts for review just in case. Okay. Let me just check the health of my stream. Yes, the stream is good. So, this F3 will give you the opportunity to do your brand journalism, do your articles, but also use your publication planning and design skills, because you are going to be asked, or you have been asked, to do a Heritage Day lockdown edition magazine. Okay? Only 4 pages. Only 4 pages. So don't panic. You don't have to produce an entire magazine, but you do have to give me, first of all, a cover page. Then I need an editorial of 2 on why it is important to celebrate Heritage Day while the country deals with the plague, COVID-19. Now, an editorial, we will cover that, but an editorial is an opinion piece from the editor that is informed by current events, okay, by facts. It can't just be your opinion that you've sucked out of clean, fresh air, okay? And it has to reflect the ideals and the values and, the norms and values of your magazine that you are writing for. So now, your magazine is going to be a student magazine for Boston Media House. So, and think about it, okay? Think about Heritage Day and what it means to us as a country who has effectively been separated by lockdown. People have been separated from their families. You can't have more than 50 people at a funeral. You can't have weddings. You can't get together unless you're at a casino. Don't ask me why. Think about these things and then write an editorial of 250 words on why it is important to celebrate Heritage Day under these conditions we're living in right now. Okay? Let me just check if I've got any comments. Anybody there? Hey! Excellent! Everyone's here. This is great. Okay, good to see you guys. Questions, you must type them in the live chat, and I will periodically check the live chat to see if there are any questions, and then I will answer them. Okay, that's how this whole thing works. It's not ideal, but it's the best way that we can do it without having 400 tiny little pixelated faces in one screen at once. So, and I don't do Zoom. So, the next thing you need to do for me is a 400-word profile with a suitable photograph of a Boston Media House student detailing a unique aspect of their cultural heritage. that this person brings to the college. Okay? We have a wide variety of different cultures and different ethnicities, different backgrounds, even different nationalities in our college. And you need to look at a student, okay, a profile feature, which we've done already, a profile feature on a student who brings a unique aspect of cultural heritage to the college. Let me check for questions. No, this is for second years. This is JRN2. I'm doing JRN2 today, aren't I? I'm on the right day, aren't I? Yeah, I think we are. Cool. Okay, how's it? This is definitely for second years. This is not for first years. Okay, and then lastly, you have to do a did you know fact box of 10 interesting facts about one of South Africa's heritage sites with a relevant photo and a photo credit. Okay, 300 words. So, 10 interesting facts. Sorry, it's so cold I can't even speak properly. And just go through and choose one that fascinates you, and then go and dig up about that heritage site. Make sure that you source all of your, or attribute all of your sources. So don't do the academic referencing thing. This is an article. You don't find academic referencing in an article. You find attribution. So, according to Wikipedia, this site is, and then you say what it is. And please don't use Wikipedia. You can use internet sources. Okay, and you can also, if you've got members in your community or in your family that are experts on a particular heritage site, you can reference them as well. But you have to say that they are an expert on that particular heritage site. Otherwise, you may as well be referencing your neighbor who doesn't know a thing. So you have to also back it up with their credentials if you're gonna use a person as a source. But it is a very, very good way to, dig up new and interesting facts instead of just, going on the internet, finding an article already and just copy pasting, which, by the way, if I find out that you've done that, you will get the plagiarism penalty. Yeah, it is freezing. Okay, cool. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, awesome. Let's see. Okay, nothing so far. Cool. So, your requirements. You need to have a title. Don't just call it the Boston Media House Magazine or F3 Student Magazine or something like that. Give it a title. Give the magazine a name. Each story must have a byline. Okay, so obviously you're doing it by yourself. You need to put your byline in and also a little photograph of yourself as the person who wrote it. There must be consistent use of color and typography in the design and layout of the magazine. This is important, guys. When you read a magazine, you don't see it jumping from one color scheme to the next. It needs to be consistent. It needs to flow. It needs to show that it's all from the same magazine. Okay. And that works for font as well. Typography is your font style and your font size and how you present everything in the layout. The layout of the final product must be a full color A4 size PDF document uploaded to Call Campus. Okay? So you're going to do 4 pages. You're going to need 4 A4 size pages. Okay? Does everybody have that down? What if your mom owns a travel agency and is clued up on different sites? Yes, you can use her opinion if she's a qualified travel agent. Okay, and I think you have to be like qualified in tourism, and there is some qualification that you need to be considered an expert. But yes, if your mom owns a travel agency, that's awesome. See if she can get me free tickets to the next tournament overseas. That would be awesome as well. Just kidding. And yeah, as long as she's got that qualification, then she can actually give you interesting facts as well. Pick one site, not like 10 different sites, one site. Okay. What else? Okay, please guys, this is again a writing course, so make sure that your grammar is right, that your spelling is good, that your syntax is good, that your sentence construction is good. Syntax means word choice, okay? And make sure that, you know, everything is referenced properly, otherwise you will get the plagiarism penalty. None of this is answering an academic paper, okay? This is a journalistic task that you have to produce, which means you don't use academic referencing within your articles. You use journalistic referencing, attribution, okay? At the end, you use your reference list, and then you give your full list of references according to the Harvard style. Okay, no brackets, surname, year, page number in your articles. Okay, are we clear? I hope we're clear. It's okay. Yeah, well, you have to help yourself pass, but I will give you the tools to make sure that you can pass. Yes, that is 4 pages, excluding the cover page. So it's your cover page for your actual assessment, which is, wait, hold on. Okay, it'll be on Cole Campus. I'll see if I can't do another cover page for you guys as well. But yeah, your cover page, like the one that you normally get at the end of the brief, which isn't here now. And then, of course, these articles plus your front page. Okay, your magazine cover. And then, hold on. Cool, that's great. Cool. Does the restriction? Okay, it's not really a restriction, guys. You can make it more, but I would suggest that you limit it to 1 page per article. Okay, look at the magazines that we've got at the moment. Your feature page, maybe it can be longer, but you have to remember as well that when we print magazines, okay, when we print magazines, you don't have like 1 extra page and then a blank page. You have to work to a certain spec. So if you're working to 4 pages, then it'll be basically that you can print, say, 1 A3 size, double-sided, and then you can fold it, and that will give you all of your articles and everything without that extra like page free. Okay, cool. Yes, the magazine cover. Okay, that's correct, yeah. Okay, so you guys have got it. That's fine. Psychiatric. I wish you would change your name to something that actually makes sense. I don't know what that means, but I like your picture. Anyway, if you have joined late, please make sure that you start at the beginning. You can start at the beginning. If you don't want to start at the beginning, you can go back later and get the beginning of the brief. So if you've joined late, it's okay. Okay. So here, please make sure that you look at this. Okay. This is the rubric, and it gives you all of the marks in terms of breakdown. Okay. So you can assess yourself and how you've met the criteria by looking at this rubric and going, okay, does it include perspectives as a student about the value of cultural heritage in South Africa in the lockdown era? Is it worth 10 marks? Have I made 10 statements that are usable, that are useful, that, you know, add value to the article? Headline and byline, 2 marks. Make sure that you have a headline and a byline, and you've got 2 marks. Relevant photograph with caption and credit. So 3 marks. The photograph is 1 mark. The caption is 1 mark. The credit is 1 mark. Okay? So I've given you a really, really good mark breakdown here for all of the different aspects. So just check your assessment against that. Check your brief against that. And you can, again, send it through to me for a review. Questions? Of course. Okay, so Notolo, when you do the table of contents, normally, if you take a look at your average magazine, your editor's note and your table of contents appear on the same page. Now, your editor's note is the other way of saying an editorial. If you want to put a table of contents, then put it on the same page as your editorial. It kind of also makes sense because if you look at the word count, you've got an editorial of 250 words, right? You don't need a photograph. You've got a 400-word profile plus a photograph, and then you've got a fact box plus a photograph. So in terms of space, it kind of makes sense to have your table of contents in the beginning with your editorial. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, cool. So we're good so far. If there are no other questions, I've already put this brief up for you guys on the WhatsApp groups. Now, I don't know if you guys know about using Canva. Oh, stop. Okay, no, just ignore that. Hold on. I'll go to Canva. Canva is a beautiful website. You can design anything, as they say. Okay. Here at the top, you've got templates for social media, for personal, business, for marketing, for education, and then trending as well. They give you. So all you have to do, and you can log in with Facebook. I think you can also log in with your Gmail account. So you don't have to go through and fill in a million blocks and everything. You just, choose create an account and go in there. I'm not going to show you all my designs because they're a little bit shit, so we'll just keep it tidy. And they give you, you can do your fact box for your heritage sites on this as well, if you like. These are all a whole bunch of different templates. Some of them are free, some of them aren't. But if you pick one, you can increase it to full screen. Okay, wait, hold on. Increase the size. And then you can pick the elements, change it, delete them or rewrite them, move them around or whatever. These are all elements in here. So you can change it around to suit your design, how you want to do it. And it's pretty much like a very, very, very simplified version of Word. You can, change the font color, you can make it bold or italic, change the size, change the actual font. It's got a whole bunch of fonts here. So if you haven't used Canva before, just try it, go on it and try it and mess around with it and see what you can do. It is quite fun. When you finish, then you can download it here. If you can see that, you basically click on download and it'll suggest that you print it to PDF, which is fine. You download it. You can also download as a JPEG or any of these other formats. But yeah, you're going to want the PDF, okay? And then you download it, you save it on your machine somewhere, Okay, I'm just going to ads. I'm just going to cancel this because I'm not actually going to save it. But yeah, save it, and then it's done. And then you can go back at any time and change it, and then download it again. Okay, so that's Canva. Let me just check for questions. Okay. Yes, I did put the yeah, Canva is an online program. I don't think you can download it. I think that you can just go on and use it on the interwebs. Okay. Cool. Okay. If the network is bad, then don't worry. I will make this downloadable as a video. Every single one of these I will make downloadable. And if you go onto the channel, onto the videos, you'll see that I've downloaded the live stream and then I've re-uploaded it as a video, so it's available for you guys. And yes, the brief is out on the WhatsApp group. So we're gonna move on now to brand. It's sort of like the intersection between advertising, public relations, and journalism. You see, back in the day, they realized that they couldn't, and I'm talking about marketers here, they were trying to advertise, buy this product, there's this special, here's this, whatever, you know, this sale for a week. And that's all well and good, but you're not developing any kind of relationship with your client, with your customer, with your target audience. And what marketers realized was that journalists, the news, actually carries more credibility than any kind of advert. I mean, who actually believes adverts anymore? Does anybody actually believe adverts? Because I don't. I don't even believe most of the news anymore. But, you know, back in the day, they hooked onto the fact that journalism and news articles carry more credibility with an audience. And so, McDonald's was one of the first people to do this, but Red Bull, as you can see here, I've got Red Bull up now. Red Bull is a beautiful example of how they are creating with their target audience by telling stories about people. They're not trying to say, I don't know, drink Red Bull. None of these things here say drink Red Bull. None of these things say, are we getting out a new flavor or whatever. They are telling stories about people who are associated with the brand values. And so through those stories, they are connecting with a wider audience. They're building a relationship using journalistic conventions. So if we take a look, you can read the story here. This is, okay, just to go back a little bit, this is the Red Bull magazine. It's called the Red Bulletin. Okay, so the Red Bulletin is the Red Bull's in-house magazine. Remember last semester we spoke about in-house corporate publications. This is an in-house corporate publication. This is something that is made by a company to be able to connect with their consumers, with their target audience. So we take a look here and we see, growing up in the hood in Kansas City, Red Bull dancer Angyil McNeil escaped adversity through years of ballet training, but street dancing was where she finally expressed her voice. Okay, so there we have the hook. There we've got it. Perfect journalistic profile feature conventions, and you will recognize this because we've done profile features already. So if you look at this writing, if you look at this article, you'll see it's written like a journalism article. Okay, in the lobby of Kansas City's Paseo Academy of Fine and Performing Arts on a cold Monday afternoon, the smell of used textbooks and cafeteria lunches deliver a rush of high school nostalgia while the sound of a band rehearsal rattles off nearby. Beautiful introductory paragraph creating the scene, setting the scene, creating the atmosphere. And then we go on to speak about the dancer. We go into what she's doing right now, and then we go back, and these are beautiful photos of her as well, and we go through her life from the beginning. Okay, so I'm not going to go through the whole thing with you guys because I'm still trying to keep these lectures quite short for the sake of your bandwidth, but you can see here, flipping the script, that's the headline, okay? And they follow journalistic features. Okay, to access Canva, you just have to use the website address that's in the brief. Okay, copy paste it into your browser, and then you'll get to Canva. So if we go back, we can see now that these are stories, as I've said. Now, when we learnt about corporate in-house journalism, we learnt about creating stories that reflect the organization's ethos, that connect with the audience, with the stakeholders. Remember that, the stakeholders. And so these people that feature in these articles are sponsored by Red Bull. Okay? Now, let's just go down here. These are a whole bunch of other articles that they've also written. Lacrosse star, Paul Rebel. You see how these guys are all sort of into fitness. There's fitness here. There's also pushing the limit, surfing, lacrosse. What else? Okay. Toughest triathlon. A lot of these things reflect the ethos of Red Bull, which is pushing the limits. Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull makes you fly. And so all of these people are successful in their own right. Most of them are sports people, but not all of them. Some of them are dancers, some of them are musicians, some of them are business people, some of them are trainers, personal trainers. So here we have an article on this dude, maxing out lockdown life. And there he has, okay, there is advertising right there. He's got his Red Bull colors on, and he's got his Red Bull can in his hand. But for the most part, you're not going to see most of these people drinking Red Bull. Most of these people are sports people, and if you know anything about sports, you know that energy drinks are not the way to go. They affect your heart badly. But you'll notice also that they don't say that in these articles. These articles are not pure journalism. The reason why I say that is because Red Bull articles or any corporate in-house articles don't give you a 100% balanced idea or a balanced story. They don't say to Kate Courtney, who trains like a pro, do you drink Red Bull? Because she most probably doesn't. She gives you all of these training, her training schedule and everything. You can see she's ripped. She's a proper athlete. Okay, every day is leg day. Technical training skills, awesome. And fuel. She has waffles and Greek yogurt, berries and maple syrup, and sleepy time tea, salt. She puts salt on everything. That's great. But she doesn't say, I drink Red Bull. Most probably because she doesn't drink Red Bull. Okay? But they don't say that in the article because they want to present the best side of the product. And that means associating with the best sides of the people who represent the product. So they didn't ask her, do you drink Red Bull? Or how do you feel about energy drinks, or anything like that. If I was a journalist, I would say to her, and if I was interviewing her for a profile feature, I would ask her the question, you're sponsored by Red Bull, do you actually drink Red Bull, considering the fact that it's bad for your heart? No. Oh, okay, well then let's put that in the article. So, this journalist cannot do that because this journalist is writing for this company, Red Bull. Okay? So that's where your brand journalism comes in. Your brand journalism is using journalistic conventions to tell stories about people who represent the ethos of the company, to connect with a wider audience, to build a relationship with your consumer. Yes, I will. I will send you the links. This is quite easy. This is, hold on a minute. Let me just go back. See, this is why I like doing it this way. Copy. Paste. There we go. There you have it. All of the articles are on this site. So this is a beautiful example of brand journalism right there. Okay.
Hello.
Hey, Kenneth. Okay, so that's Kenneth in the background. He's just coming for lunch.
No.
Say hello to the students, Kenneth. Say hello to the students. Right there. Okay, no, he's shy. So anyway, all of these people are sponsored by Red Bull. That's why we're writing about them. They're not going to write about people who aren't sponsored by the company necessarily. So let me just check for any questions. You guys are okay so far with this. Brand journalism, you have to remember that it doesn't just come in the form of journalistic articles in a magazine. It also comes in the form of things like Facebook posts. Okay? Hey, V Brown is live. Don't go to V Brown, please. We're still having a lecture. Don't tell her I said that. So, this is a business, okay? They use natural horsemanship to train horses. So they have a yard in KZN, and people with problem horses, or just, horses in general that want to have their horses trained by them, they bring their horses there, or they get these guys to come out and train their horses for them, or show them how to train them. So they've got all sorts of services that they offer, okay? And so here we see what they do. Instruction in natural horsemanship, train horses, help troubled horses, host clinics, certificate courses, and so that's what they do, right? Now, as you can see, this is a business. But what do? They go, okay, this article here, it's actually a YouTube article. Gareth, who's that guy there, talks about rope halters, so that thing that they've got on the horse's head, natural horsemanship rope choice, and Western saddle recommendations. So that's a Western saddle that's on the horse over there. They're not selling rope halters. They're not selling Western saddles. What they are doing is giving advice and talking about the horses that they've trained and who they recommend and that kind of thing. Okay, here's another one. Taking the basics of the 4 core movements and applying them to further development. And this is an article about their training aspects. Okay, here again, leading with some leadership. Okay, it's not about buy our course. This is about, hold on, let me just, these are all articles about things that they're doing with the horses, right? They're not advertising services in any of these articles. What they are doing is writing, okay, ignore that. They are writing articles about various things that have happened. Sometimes they'll write about, okay, this guy over here, he's a future breeding stallion. Please excuse my dog, if you can hear it. Blue, the black quarter horse colt, is with us for some growing up and socializing. For a future breeding stallion, it is important to be properly socialized around other horses. Introductions went great today, and all the stallions had a blast playing with the new kid. So, again, they're telling stories about the horses that they're working with. They're telling stories about the place that they live. Okay, early start, horses heading off to Mozambique, and there's the sunrise. These are all brand journalism articles. They're written as Facebook posts, personalized Facebook posts, like news, giving people news. I mean, what do you do on your Facebook post? You send out information, you send out news to your friends. This is what I'm doing, this is what I think. But it is in aid of selling their services. Okay. So this is a really good example of brand journalism on social media as well. Because I think they've also got a Twitter account. I think. I'm not quite sure. I'm fairly certain that they do. Because they're using the hashtags here. I'm not sure if you can only use them on Twitter, but anyway. Okay, so there's Gareth. I'm cool with kissing horses, but the open mouth kiss caught me off guard. And that's quite cute. And it's really just talking about what happened that day. And yes. Okay. So let me check for some questions. Okay. Okay, Kenneth is gone now, but he did say hi. Okay, this one is heartfelt copy, performance horsemanship. Okay, so I'll put that on there. Yeah. Okay. I will put links. Okay, there are already links on the documents that I'm going to upload. And you have to remember that we're doing brand journalism for this week and next week as well. So you don't have to worry about covering everything this week. You can cover some of it and then cover the rest of it before next lecture or after next lecture, however you feel you can manage the workload. But we will be doing this for 2 weeks, so this week and next week. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Are there any questions about this? Quite straightforward. Okay. I'm glad that you have. I feel like, unless you can actually see brand journalism in action, it's confusing. Because you're writing news articles, but you're actually like advertising, and it's weird. I'll tell you who has a really good brand journalism initiative is our college, Boston Media House. You know that tabloid-sized newspaper with all of the articles in it? That's brand journalism right there. It's stories about various things that we're doing, the graduations, the initiatives that the students have that we've covered, like the Music Mbizo, the KZN Music Mbizo was in there. Our fitness group at the Durban campus, when we were still on campus, was in there. And things that are totally not there were reconnected. Am I? Okay. Sorry, guys. I think that that little burst of sound made my my streaming software shit itself and die for a little bit. But I'm back on, so don't panic. I don't think that it's going to be a serious problem. Let me just switch off my actual speakers. Here we go. Yeah, so that one, check here. Okay, cool. Okay. These outsurance are all advertising. You can even see here, switch and save, all of these give you prices. The moment that it starts giving you prices, you can strike it off the list of examples of brand journalism, because journalism is not about advertising products. Journalism is about sharing news. And when companies want to do brand journalism effectively, they're not going to give prices, they're not going to advertise, they're going to look at more, this is the story about Maria, who works for Outsurance. She recently rescued a cat from a tree and gave it back to their owner, who happens to be an Outsurance subscriber. You know, that kind of thing. I just made that up. But I mean, that's the kind of thing that you're looking for. It's not prices. It's not specials. It's not anything like that. It is advertising masquerading as the news. Okay. Not advertising, yeah. Cool. So, I just want to see how many people we've got here. We've only got 16 people watching, which is okay. I mean, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. And I feel like, if we've covered this and you guys are feeling confident, then we can leave it there. If there are any questions, you can make a note of it and come back next lecture, and we'll carry on with the brand journalism. Or you can ask me in the WhatsApp group, or you can ask in the comments. You can also message me directly. I'm fairly certain that you guys are capable enough to understand this. I love this article, man. Damn, I wanted to see it. But last thing I wanted to say, who drinks Red Bull? Who's Red Bull's target market? Everyone. Okay, not really not really children, but even, some irresponsible parents allow their children to drink energy drinks. But, take a look at this. The ardent soul of Mexican black metal. That is so out of the way. That is so off the wall. No one ever would ever think that a black metal band would feature in a beautiful magazine like this. Because, who likes black metal aside from me? But, this is awesome, because this is representative of the broadness, of the breadth of the audience that they're trying to connect with. Okay? So this is an article about these guys. Yeah. Hey. How's a black metaler wearing an AC/DC t-shirt? Seriously. But anyway, let's not judge too harshly. They're a Mexican black... Did you guys know that there are actually black metal bands in Soweto? I think that's awesome, because back in the early days of metal in South Africa, everyone thought that it was a white thing. But in actual fact, it's actually an every person thing, just like, all other cool music. This is a beautiful article showing these guys in action. Okay, they probably do drink Red Bull, but You can't see Red Bull on any of their stuff anywhere. Can you? Okay, they're keeping the branding to a minimum. They're keeping the labeling to a minimum. They're keeping the advertising to a minimum, obviously. The obvious advertising to a minimum. Because what they're trying to do is not advertise their product. They're trying to connect with an audience using people who reflect the ethos of the brand. Okay, and that, I think, is my last word before I check for comments. Oh, cool. Okay. So, any headline that has an article. No, not any headline that has an article. Any article that uses journalistic convention. Yes, you can ask questions about the F3 in the WhatsApp group and I will answer them. Okay. Yes, you can watch the lesson as many times as you like. I've made it downloadable, so download it. Tomorrow, I think, is when I can make it downloadable as a video, and then watch it as many times as you like. Oh, shame, man. Yeah, I know. So much has been lost in this time of the plague, when everybody is stopped from gathering and sharing sort of cultural connections. You know, it's an interesting point that you bring up, Ashley, because it's not just people gathering at funerals or people gathering at churches or people gathering at homes. It's also, you know, sports. My sport is pretty much dead. It's dead. We can't train together. We can't do anything together. We've lost essentially an entire year of tournaments. What about the other people who practice other sports? You know, they can't get together either. There's so many aspects of cultural connection that we are losing every single day that this lockdown goes on, and every single day that we're prevented from interacting with each other. So, you know, reinforcing that heritage and coming back again